Alright, welcome back guys. Well, it's your first time here. I'm Vision Hero Bunner, tamping you guys in a video. Tamping you guys my review for The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 13, Warlords. Now, if The Walking Dead sent your instant, don't forget to hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon, that will see more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. Now, let's begin. So, Episode 13, titled Warlords, is a really strong and solid episode, if in my honest opinion. I think it's the strongest episode of the season so far. At first, I thought it was going to be a bit of a fillery episode. It definitely had those vibes, but once you get halfway through the episode, it took a turn for, pretty much did a complete 180 and was definitely more than just a fillery episode. So we start off the episode at Hilltop. Most of the people at Hilltop have pretty much abandoned Maggie. Lydia is going to head out. However, while she's about to leave, you got the survivor who arrives on horseback, practically dead and dies on arrival. And he hands them a map that has hilltop circles. So they want to go and investigate. So you got Maggie, Lydia, and Elijah who go out to investigate. They end up running into some dead commonwealth soldiers in the road. Now I want to mention that they do have a little conversation between Lydia and Maggie regarding why Maggie doesn't want to join the commonwealth. We get some good backstory about her time on the farm with Herschel and them, and this story about how these big time farmer group wanted to buy out their farm, but Herschel didn't agree with it, and they turned in the deal. There was a drought and it threatened them even more, but they overcame the obstacles that they were going through, kind of mirroring what's going on with Hilltop right now. They have this big issue similar to a drought, and they're kind of, Maggie's, believe it or not, they'll come out on top without the help of Hilltop. So that's why I really like there. It's definitely a really good way to tie back in why Maggie isn't trusting and wanting to go along with the new Commonwealth group. So it definitely works in that aspect. But they end up running into Aaron on the road after being stopped because they find some dead Commonwealth soldiers. So they end up running into Aaron, and then we get backstory onto where this guy who showed up dead at the hilltop really came from, and we get this story regarding Aaron, Gabriel, and this new guy called Toby Carlson. Now, right off the bat, so we go kind of in a flashback throughout this episode with you got Gabriel who's back at church. He's giving the sermon. Now I will say this much, I really feel like it feels like Gabriel's return to believing in God kind of came rushed. I understand we had a large time jump, so it definitely makes sense, but I feel like it still feels rushed to an extent, because I feel like due to the time skip we didn't see a whole lot of things, so his returning to faith does feel a little bit forced. But that's not a bad thing, it's just okay, it could have been done better, but I think given what they had to do and how things were set up, I think it's fine. But you got Aaron, who's now become another recruiter back at the Commonwealth, and he informs Gabriel that they are going out to try to bring in this new community that they found, and he wants Gabriel to come with them because they're this religious group. So you got the two of them followed by the new guy Jesse and Toby Carlson. Now you get there, and right away I thought right off the bat, you got this guy Toby, he's acting like he's a real wimp. I feel like they set him up to be similar to when the survivors back when he first arrived at Alexandria. He really came off as this coward, and I even said right off the bat, oh god, this guy's gonna get someone killed, he's gonna end up not walking out of this alive. But that is 100% proved wrong later on in the episode. Now we got our group who goes there. Pretty much Toby tells them they're going in there, no backing out of it. So they go in, they meet up with the leader, and he's this kind of fanatic. I definitely really liked him. I really liked the actor. I don't know his name, but I really liked him. And I really like how he didn't trust our group. He's had run-ins with all these different characters or people in the past, and he even has this shelf of all the people that have arrived trying to help him and done him wrong, and he has their skulls on this shelf as trophies. And he doesn't trust the Commonwealth because he calls them sheep in wolf's clothing. And I really like this because it kind of teases and is hinting at what is really going on in the Commonwealth for us comic book readers who know what is going on in the Commonwealth. So I really like that. You got the leader who's angry at them, he ends up pulling a gun on Toby because he says he doesn't want anything to go happen to them. He's gonna kill him on sight. Aaron's trying to talk him out of it, and you got he's asking where the community is, and Toby won't tell him because this guy's saying, you know where I live, but I don't know where you live. How am I supposed to, feel like I'm safe? However, amongst the chaos, you got Toby, who pretty much is cowering in fear. However, the episode and he do a complete 180 and takes the guy out and pretty much takes him prisoner and starts executing members of his cult. And it's revealed that this was actually a spy mission set up by Lance. And we get some more flashbacks where we see that Toby is actually an ex-CIA agent. I will say this much, I do feel like his occupation was a tad bit over the top and forced. I feel like they didn't need to go this big CIA agent guy. I feel like they could have just gone like FBI detective or something like that. I think the whole CIA agent was a little bit over the top. I mean, it's not terrible, but it just felt a little bit over the top. But he starts executing people from the cult. He takes the cult leader hostage. Now, the reason that they're going here is the fact that it's revealed that these people have weapons that from the commonwealth soldiers, and they believe tracks lead back to these people, and that these people stole them, and that's pretty much the real reason why they're here. And Lance even says that this group is dangerous, we need to protect ourselves, and it's more than just bringing people in to protect ourselves. It's also eliminated possible threats, which they view this group as being. So that was really cool, and I really like how they add that aspect in. Aaron, who doesn't like this idea, he's against it, but he pretty much is taken by the commonwealth soldiers. He's like arrested. I wouldn't say he's arrested, but detained at least. And this guy, and the leader of the cult won't tell who this where the weapons are, what happened. So Toby ends up executing him as well. And then amidst the chaos, you got Xcia, who tries to flee. He's freaked out about what happened. He didn't know what happened. And that's where it's revealed that Negan is with this group. And he's the one who gave Xcia the map to the hilltop and told him to flee. However, while he was trying to flee, you have a commonwealth soldier who kills him or shoots him in the back, and that's how he ended up at hilltop dead. So I really liked how they tied that whole thing back together. And you got Aaron, who begins to confront Toby, and he finally realizes what's happening, and he's going against Toby in the commonwealth. He kills a commonwealth soldier and is about to be killed by Toby, but he runs off and escapes, and that's how he met up with Maggie and them earlier on in the episode. And you got Toby, who's finally gone pretty much off the deep end. He finds out that more of his men have been killed, and you see that Gabriel was freed by Negan because he had also been taken hostage by the commonwealth soldiers. And you got Toby, who decides to forget it. He's going to start executing people on the spot. So he takes a group of survivors from the cult and starts executing them by throwing them off the roof. I really like that scene. It definitely shows the brutality of Toby and, how far he's willing to go to get his missions accomplished. I really did enjoy that. But you got Gabriel, Negan, and the rest of the survivors trying to figure out a way to escape and get out of here to get back to Aaron, and realizing, how crazy this guy is. So I really like that. That's pretty much the cliffhanger ending, because later on, it ends where you see one of the commonwealth soldiers having been taken out by Maggie, Elijah, Lydia, and Aaron, who have arrived to help these survivors fight back against Toby and the commonwealth. So I'm very curious to see what goes on there. Definitely good cliffhanger ending. I think it's a solid episode for the most part. It definitely sets up good commonwealth soldiers, good commonwealth antagonistic story arc. It definitely adds more on to Lance being the antagonist here. I'm curious to see what they do with Toby. Will he survive? How long will he survive? Will he become Lance's right-hand man? Will he survive into part 3 of the season? I'm very curious to see what goes on there. Oh, and I like how they brought back Negan here. Is definitely a great way to do that. So I'm very interested and excited to see what goes on here. I will say though, I feel like even though this was a good episode and a best episode this season, it feels to an extent that they're trying to drag out this Commonwealth story arc. And we only have 11 episodes left of The Walking Dead, and I feel like they need to start picking some things up, because I'm worried that within the final 8 episodes of the season, they're going to cram a whole bunch of stuff in, and it's going to end up being like rushed, which I don't want to see happen. I want to see the Commonwealth story get the story it needs. So I really hope they don't drag it out. But like I said, I think this episode was solid. There's just a few nitpicky things here and there, a few things I didn't like. But overall, I thought it was a solid episode. If I had to give this episode a grade, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Solid episode, definitely great action, great character moments, and overall great episode. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about the episode in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, that's my review for The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 13, Warlords. As always, if you guys really don't forget to get a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon. That'll miss more Walking Dead content from me moving forward. And go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which are linked in the about section of my YouTube channel. As always, I'm Vision Hero Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.